Are you standing up yet? You should be, for the Stars and Stripes. Hope you enjoyed a little prelude to the show today. Appreciate you being with us. Today we're talking about our countdown to freedom. We're 2 days away, just 2 days away from celebrating the Declaration of Independence, the instrument that marked the great experiment. The great experiment that you and I enjoy the benefits of today. Freedom. Freedom. It's something that you and I must first understand, second, value, and third, stand up for. For there is a movement, and there has been since that day, to eliminate freedom. Your freedom. My freedom. The freedom of people everywhere, not just in these United States, but everywhere. Because there are people who want to rule over people and crush people and call it freedom. But that's not what we stand for. That's not what this is about. We're about freedom. Freedom. And we're talking about the countdown to freedom. So I want to kind of run over the last couple of days real quick. If you hadn't been a part of the last couple of days broadcasts, you can go back and watch them. But it's what we're all about. It's what we're looking for, is a countdown to freedom. It starts in this first paragraph of the document called the Constitution. It's our declaration to freedom. It's we the people. It's about we the people. It's not about we the government. It's not about we the world. It's not about we the health organization. It's not about we this religion, we that religion, we this political party, we that political party, we this philosophy. No, it's we the people. It's about we the people. We are the people. Those of us who have chosen to live under this banner of freedom called the United States of America, it's we the people. It's we the people who must defend the freedom to live under these United States, as a part of these United States. We see in our world right now a great force of evil that has come against these United States. They seek to divide us, to separate we the people. They seek to divide us by the color of our skin. They seek to divide us with names that classify us. What kind of American are you? Are you a Black American, an Asian American, a Mexican American, a Hispanic American, or what kind of American are you? I'm going to tell you, dear friend, today, the color of this, as one of my other friends has talked about, said, my lighter, brighter American self is just an American. I'm an American. I'm American because I was privileged to be born in these United States to a family that came up through the process of living in difficult times. In a family that experienced world wars. In a family that experienced poverty when the world fell apart one day. In a family that experienced serving their country, standing up for freedom, and even fighting in other parts of the world for the concept of freedom. Yeah, it's we the people of the United States. We must not let anything divide us in order to form a more perfect union. Yeah, it's not perfect. It wasn't perfect then. They knew it wasn't perfect, but they knew there had to be something better. They knew there must be a striving of moving forward for a more mature nation, a more complete nation, a more concept of being together. So they sought out on that endeavor. The second statement in that phrase is, in order to establish justice. They lived in an unjust world. Now, many people look back and say, well, they were unjust themselves. Well, let me ask you, friend, who's not? There's only one perfect justice, and it's not us. Not you, certainly not me. But people all the time want to talk about justice, injustice, mostly, because somehow or another they think life is supposed to be fair and everything's supposed to work out for them. But life's not fair. There are injustices in this world. We're human beings. We're going to make a mistake. We even sometimes make mistakes about the laws that we form, and we have to go back and say, that was a mistake. But they understood that for freedom to exist, justice had to be at the core. There had to be a country of laws. For a man left to himself makes his own law in regards to no one else. In other words, it's good for me, whether it's good for you. But you should follow what's good for me. See, justice has to be for all. It has to be a body of laws, and we chose to do that. And they're really good. They really have your interest at heart. I know there's people out there saying they don't. I know there's people out there they're out there to make up their own rules that benefit them and leave the rest of us to ourselves. There's some of them out there that are professionals at it. We even have given them the power to do it. And they continue to do it and continue to do it. And it always seems like it turns out good for them, but not for the rest of us. But that wasn't what the founding fathers had in mind. It's that a nation of laws, of justice. And then the paragraph goes on to read, in order to ensure domestic tranquility and provide for the common defense. Peace is something that everybody yearns for. We want peace. We want peace in our personal life. We want peace in our family. We want peace in our neighborhood. We want peace in our community, in our city, in our state, in our country. We even want it on earth for people to live at peace. But that's a part of freedom. And it's something that we have to oftentimes seek to ensure in the lives of people, because there's people who don't want peace. Just like they don't want unity. They want division. Just like they don't want righteous law. They want every man for himself law. Just like people don't want you to be at peace because they know if they can instill turmoil in your life, that you focus on the wrong things. Because where your focus goes, your energy goes. So if they can keep you at war with yourself, at war with your neighbor, at war with your city, at war with your state, with war at your country. Shoot, if they can keep you at war with something you don't even know what it is, they want to break the domestic tranquility of human life that we strive for, that we want to have as a union of states, a union of people. They don't want us to have a common defense. They don't want us to have a defense. But we must strive to fight that. Our forefathers knew this must be in place to defend ourselves from the tyranny of evil, from the tyranny of injustice, from the tyranny of turmoil in our life. We knew we had to have it. I also knew we had to have this provision, this common defense against the next part of that statement, which was the promotion of a general welfare. To promote general welfare. That is, to promote the fact that everybody has the opportunity to improve themselves, to grow their mental intellect, to grow their financial intellect, to grow their societal intellect, to grow as a person, to prosper. See, there's people that they don't want you to prosper. They want to prosper, but they don't want you to prosper. We have to push back against that. See, there's people that they want to do well, but they don't want you to do well. They want to establish a class of people that have the right to tell you how to live, the right to tell you how much you should make. All these things are done under the guise of fairness. You know, the fairness doctrine. And we have to be fair to everybody. So let's set a wage that's fair to everybody, except for the business owner. Right? Let's set a tax that's fair. Right? Except to those that never pay any taxes. That's not fair. See, everybody wants to get their little bend in the concept and idea of general welfare. We even thought we got so smart that we thought, well, let's help people. Let's give them something. They didn't earn it. They're not even citizens here. Or they're not even contributing to the society at large. But let's give them something. Surely they will improve themselves. We find generation after generation that has lived off the prosperity of a few, and yet they want more because they don't understand. You can be what you want to be. You can reach down and pull up your own boots and step out into a world and accomplish whatever you want to accomplish, because we believe in promoting the general welfare of everybody in our United States. You can believe the lie if you want to, that somehow or another you have that you're in some class of people that don't have an advantage, that you've been depressed, that you've been pushed down. But all that is a rhetoric to control you. Because the people who prosper, they want everybody to prosper. They understand it. They understand that there is not a doctrine of scarcity that causes you to think, if I don't get my piece of the pie, I won't get any pie. People in prosperity, people who believe in the concept that there's plenty for everybody, people who believe in that, people who prosper, want you to get your piece of the pie. They will help you get your piece of the pie. Why? Because we are the people who promote general welfare of others. We want you to be educated. We want you to have a good job. We want you to make as much as you possibly in this world could make. Because we know if you become prosperous, you will understand that there's more than enough to go around. But we also know that for you to have that general welfare, that you have to work for it. Because if you don't work for it, you don't appreciate it. If you don't work for it, you don't know how to keep working for it to keep getting more. See, people who get something are always dependent on somebody giving them something. They never figure out how to get it themselves. So they never rise above. All they wind up doing is wanting more. But we, the people, want to promote the general welfare of all of us, the people of the United States. We so much believe in the concept of abundance and not scarcity that we want the rest of the world to do well. If they're willing to do well, if they're willing to promote freedom, if they're willing to promote the dignity of human life, if they're willing to promote a rule of law that is just for its people, they're willing to promote the common good of their people. We want it for everybody because we've learned that the promotion of prosperity for people doing well in life, makes all the difference in the world. Dear friend, today I want to encourage you as we count down to July the 4th, just a couple of days, this declaration that is a piece of paper, you see it behind me, that some people talk about. Some people have never read it. I'm amazed by how many people today have never read the Constitution. They've never looked at the document, and they've never studied the history of the Declaration of Independence and the signing of the Constitution. They don't understand those 56 men that day that signed their name or signing their death warrant to this document, so that we, the people, generations later, 200 plus years later, stand here today looking back to say, what a brave group of people that was, who would defy death to sign a document and then implement that document. Our history's not been perfect. It's not been rosy by any means whatsoever. But it has been something that we, the people, can stand up and believe in and salute. Hey, thanks for being with me on the show today. I encourage you to come back. If this is helpful for you, would you share it? Would you share it with your friends? Would you share it with people in your circle? Would you do that? Would you do that? Hey, we'll see you tomorrow on the countdown to freedom. Have a great rest of the day.